my group and I will be presenting on the movie Red. So, former CIA agent Frank Moses adjusts himself to retirement. He keeps on tearing up his checks as an excuse to keep on conversing with Sarah Ross, a pension department employee. Then one day his residence is attacked by heavily armed soldiers, but he escapes, although his house is destroyed. He meets with Sarah and abducts her and convinces her that she is in danger. He seeks the assistance of the Russians and breaks into the CIA headquarters and finds his file is tagged as Red, which means retired, extremely dangerous. He contacts his former associates, Joe, Marvin, and Victoria, who join him with a plan that will pit them against security forces, especially when he announces their agenda is to kill the Vice President, Robert Stanton. But then, things get complicated after Sarah is apprehended and held for interrogation, and turns out the bad guys are in the higher department of the CIA, and the conspiracy reaches all the way to a vice president with connections to a huge private defense contractor.
Okay, for the motivation part is motivation is an urge to behave or act in a way that will satisfy certain conditions such as wishes, desires, and or goals. Psychologists believe that motivation is rooted in a basic impulse to optimize well-being, minimize physical pain, and maximize pleasure. From the movie, we can see that how the team working very well together. And for example, we can see what is Ivan motivation. It is to help Frank, and also how she felt about Victoria, and also what Victoria's motivation is. How she always wanted to protect Frank and the others.
Frank is forced into solving the mystery of his attempted assassination and those behind it, along with his old teammates. He drags Sarah into this intrigue without her consent. She has nothing to do with Frank's past or why he was marked RED, i.e. retired, extremely dangerous. If it were me in that situation, I would try my best to not hurt others and keep them away from my situation. Frank is motivated to solve the mystery and save himself from the assassins. His motivation sometimes leads others into danger. Sadly, Joe Matheson sacrificed his life for Frank when William Cooper and his men found Frank and his team in the house they went to investigate. A good leader tries to keep his comrades and team safe while putting himself in danger if needed at times. He takes on the harder task while letting his team do the easier part.
One of the challenges that the main character Frank has to go through is dealing with different types of drives that each of his team members have. Frank and Marvin in this case had the same drive of defending themselves via finding the killer of the hit list they managed to obtain. Meanwhile, there are other members of the team, Victoria and Ivan, who later joined the team only agreed to joining the team as a return favor to Frank, who has helped them in the past as colleagues. Our suggestion as a potential solution to this issue is for Frank as a team leader to create a reward system for each member after they manage to fulfill their duty in the team. In the movie, there was no initiative to appreciate the members' efforts in helping the team. This is seen when they constantly had to be on the move after each objective was done. By creating this reward system, Frank would be able to have their member identify themselves as a team rather than as separate individuals with different drives and reasons for motivating themselves. We believe that this suggestion would encourage the team to have a unified drive, specifically a drive to defend the team, to achieve the overall objective of the mission in a more harmonious, motivated environment.
I will present about Islamic perspective in Red movie. The first value that has been shown in movie is friendship between Frank Moses and Marvin Box. In Surah An-Nisa verse 114, it is stated that there is no good in most of their secret talks, except those encouraging charity, kindness, or reconciliation between people, and whoever does this seeking Allah's pleasure, we will grant them a great reward. The second value is strategic planning by a group of former CIA agents, and in Islam, we must acknowledge His power in doing strategic planning, as the Quran reminds us repeatedly that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will remain as the best planner, such as in Surah Al-Fatih verse 28 to 29.